How's it going, folks? Welcome back to another episode. I am at the same pond from the very last video that I uploaded where I just absolutely crushed them. It was a sleigh fest of big gills, big crappie, and some really nice bass. So it was the best ice fishing day I think I've ever had. But John and I are about to go up on a big trip up to Minnesota. There's John over there. Hi, John.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Hey. While I was actually here fishing, I was on the phone with him. I told him how great of a day that I had at this pond, so we had to stop before we head up all the way up to Minnesota. I'm squinting a lot. It is so bright. Now, I'm so bundled up right now, but it's only like 35, 40 degrees. It's very warm, but I just spent the last like 4 or 5 days in the Caribbean with my girlfriend. She had a big birthday coming up, so that was a really fun, like, little short vacation. Did not get to do any fishing, unfortunately, because it's the Caribbean and things get booked and things are also extremely expensive. So that's where I've been the last 4 or 5 days. But it's back to the ice fishing game. It's back to the grind. John's got his Aquaview camera. I got my same pan optics. So not only is there a lot of big fish in this pond, but
they don't stand a chance, boys and girls.
Yeah, they don't stand a chance. So where is this camera? Is it like, what model is it?
Let me show you guys this.
Yeah,
I've never really explained this to my audience. So I'll explain it to you guys. For this thing, because this is cool, but the guys who designed this are like 79 years old. Like, I'm not trying to be an asshole here, but this thing is really old school. Like, most things have an SD card, and long story short, I had to buy one of these little devices that gamers use to record their live streams, like their gaming live streams, like Call of Duty and stuff like that. And it connects to an HDMI, and you need an external power source because this doesn't have a battery in it. So I had to get like one of these external waterproof batteries to power this, and then this connects through an HDMI to the Aquaview, and once you press this button, it records it. It's crazy. But
I didn't understand a word you just said, really.
Yeah.
It sounds very confusing, but all I care about is we'll be able to see the fish.
Minnesota now?
No.
Set up?
You marking them, partner?
Not yet. I mean, they were down there on the camera. Dude, that is frustrating sometimes. Just getting to the right angle.
Yeah, it seems like a lot to mess with. But when it works,
It is, yeah, but like when it works, it's like, ooh, dialed, you know?
Ooh. All right, so we are getting set up just about on the same spot I caught all of them last time. If you guys didn't catch the last video, this pond is full of big gills, big crappie, and big bass. The biggest bluegill I caught last time was 11.5 inches. The biggest crappie was 14.5 inches. But last time I was only using plastics. This time we got the secret weapon. I'm gonna put on some tiny little red spikes, hoping that's gonna make a lot of these fish that are more finicky and not as apt to bite, that's gonna make them want to commit. That's the hope, that's the goal. John's got his camera down, and in the first 2 minutes, he has seen some nice bass, right? Big bluegill and big crappie. So all the fish are still here. Ooh, dude, big marks ripping through. Did I break off? I broke off.
You just snapped off.
I don't know, but I broke off. I could see him down there. Look at all those fish down there.
Here we go. Here comes Bertha. No.
All those fish down there. One broke me off. Son of a. I got one. It's not a bass, thankfully. Gill, not a big one though. Yeah, nice little bluegill to start the day. On the spike, John missed his first 2 bites too, so it's not just me. That makes me feel a lot better. These fish do bite very lightly, and that's when live bait, like a little spike, does you well. Oh, there is so many down there, oh my God. There's a lot of small bluegill on the graph right now. I think I'm just gonna have to sift through these smaller bluegills to get to the big ones, the crappie, the bass. I think that's what these super light bites are. Like, I just had another one that I missed. I think it's just small bluegills pecking.
Another okay gill. Check it out. Oh my God, look at this.
What is going on?
Oh, can you take the camera off my tripod to show this thing? Oh my God.
Hold on, first.
What in the what?
Get him to hold what is that?
I do not know.
Is that like eggs on it?
Those are eggs.
Why are they outside his body?
Those aren't fish eggs though, Chris.
I don't know if those are eggs. Here's your camera. John and I are about to go set up some dead stick rods to specifically target the bass and crappie because it seems like there's a big school of gills in here right now. Again, not that 7, 8, 9 inch bluegills aren't fun, but we want the 11 inch bluegills, we want the big crappie, and we want the bass.
There he is. That was such a light bite. Did you see that? Wow, banger.
Wow.
That's a real banger, folks.
All right, we're gonna set up some simple dead sticks here to hopefully get crappie or a bass. I really want to catch a big crappie on these. These are like just small crappie minnows actually. We're just gonna take a split shot. We're gonna not drop the minnow in the snow. That is not part of the step process. So you just let this hit the bottom, then I'm gonna reel a couple feet up, and then just leave it, and hopefully a fish is going to take this. That is not a very exact scientific way to work a dead stick. Usually there's like rod holders and everything like that, but this works if you don't have much else. Yeah, did you like that? Oh, here we go. Oh, uh-oh. Uh-oh. Yeah, but I'm like around. Oh, crappie. Nice crappie. No, it's a bass. Never mind. I thought it was a crappie. Not a crappie, just a small little bass. The hunt continues for the black crappie. John's over there still catching small, like 7-8 inch bluegill. Well, not small, those are still nice bluegill, but he did see one black crappie on the underwater camera, like I said before, so they are here. We know they're here, we just gotta catch them. Which one? Hold on, I got a big mark on me. Oh no, that was a... Oh yes, I got it. This is the mark I wanted to catch. I think it's a crappie. Came up suspended. It is a huge crappie. Yes, 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 yes. This is why I didn't want the dead stick. John. Holy shit. We got a slab. Yes. Not a giant, but that's a very respectable crappie right there. Look what I got today, John. A tape. I bought a tape so I can stop guessing on videos. Those fish in the other video, I did actually measure them, so I know the crappie I caught the last time was 14.5. He's a little over 13. All right, so the last video, I never got to show you guys these beautiful, beautiful panfish on the big camera because it was too cold. My batteries kept dying. First very nice, respectable crappie of the day, a little over 13 inches. The one I caught last time that was really big was 14.5, so not much bigger than this one, but beautiful, beautiful crappie. See you, crappie. John, high five. Air high five. We're doing better. You guys know that's what I want to catch because I won't shut up about catching the big crappie, but boom! Boom goes the dynamite. Big crappie. I love it so much. There we go. This has to be a bass. Really good mark that came up, and he is singing drag. Oh, come on. Has to be a bass. Huh? I think it's a pretty good bass. Yep. No, it's not that good. It is a largie. It's not that big, though. I thought it was a lot bigger than it was.
That's a good one. What are you talking about?
Good stuff, Chris. That's your...
High five, man.
You get them, Chris. That's a nice one. Do you sell these in the plastics?
No, wigglers. Dude, their bites, like, I was about to give you guys an update. The bite has, I don't want to say it's shut off, but it's gotten...
sucks.
Yeah, it kind of sucks.
Do you want to join me over there?
Yes, I will.
I feel like...
The reason I caught that fish is I just put on fresh wigglers, fresh little spikes, and these things will actually move underwater, John. Did you know that? They will actually move.
Fact.
Fact.
Actually, I don't know about you, but I'm getting a lot of my bites just letting it sit there.
Yeah, that one too. I just like was barely. Ooh,
especially.
oh wow, there's like 3 marks down there.
Well, I'm gonna see if I can get some underwater footy for the folks at home.
Here we go.
See how that goes.
Oh wow, you just made a bunch of noise and they went away.
Did they really?
Yeah.
Spooked them?
There we go. All right, what do we have? One of these marks finally decided to hit. Oh my God, big bluegill. One of these marks finally decided to hit. I thought that was much bigger of a bluegill than it really is. Still a very nice gill. Just to give you guys an accurate measurement here, because I do have that tape measure now, so why would I not use it? So this gill, very average size to what we've been catching, is about a little over 8 inches. Pretty fish. Yes. This has to be a nice gill. All right. Another nice gill. I mean, the average size of these bluegills is crazy big. If you want to take home some bluegill to eat, these 7 and 9 inch gills are absolutely perfect, but These fish are friends, not food. You don't really want to be eating pond fish anyway because of all the pesticides in the lawn and stuff like that. I think I'm gonna go check up on John though, because he's probably 50 yards away. I keep hearing a lot of loud noises and oohing and eyeing from over where he's at, and I know he's got the camera, so I'm actually gonna go do that right now. So I'm hearing a lot of oohing and eyeing over here. What's going on?
Well, it's just sick, because like right now I'm in the pool. I'm just waiting for them to come in. Also awful glare, but you can kind of see, you can see my jig head bouncing, and all of a sudden you'll see like a freaking gill or a bass come out of nowhere.
So you're watching everything on the camera?
Yeah, I don't even have the Vex. Like, I'm literally catching these fish, not looking at my rod, not looking at the Vex, straight to the camera, and it's so freaking dirt nasty to see him eat.
It's dirt nasty.
Oh,
have you seen any more crappie?
No, I've not seen any more crappie.
That's so weird. I've only caught one, and you've only seen one. Today has been so incredibly different from the last day I ice fished this place. The last time I ice fished this place, I caught a ton of bass, only a couple bluegill, at least 10 to 15 crappie. I didn't add all the fish in the video just because it was already a 21-minute video. You can only watch someone catch so many of the same type of like bass, crappie, anything really. Fishing after a while just gets redundant when you're watching it, so I didn't add all in the video. Today has just been dominated by 7 to 9 inch bluegill, which, I mean, that's okay. That's more than above average for the size of bluegill I'm typically catching, but I wanted some more crappie and I wanted some more bass. That's just not what we're getting today. It's weird how on some days some species of fish are more active than others. It's very interesting to see how they react to the weather and everything like that. By the way, you guys like the scale and tape measure, the Fisherman's D Lyre? This thing has to be from the 80s, I think. My dad gave it to me and I'm glad he did, because it's a super little compact tape measure, so I can stop guesstimating the size of these fish until I get home. Well, folks, we are nearing the last hour of daylight. John and I were only supposed to stay out here until 2 o'clock, but it is, oh. John and I were only supposed to stay out here till 2 o'clock. It is now almost 4 o'clock. And the problem is that we are in the Chicago suburbs and we need to drive to Minneapolis tonight. However, we clearly just like ice fishing too much because neither of us have made the slightest peep about leaving, and we are well over an hour and a half, almost 2 hours past the time we said we were gonna leave. John has caught a ton of fish, I've caught a ton of fish, but they've all kind of been the same. Today's been the day of the 7 to 9 inch bluegill, only one crappie, not many bass. It's just pretty much all bluegill today, which is weird because, like I said, it's the opposite of last time. John's doing something a little different right now. He's been messing around with his underwater camera and those dead sticks. He's been watching bass take the live minnow with his underwater camera that he's filming with, so definitely check out his version of today's video if you guys aren't already. I've concentrated pretty much all my efforts on trying to catch big crappie, and I've only caught one. Come on, fish. Come on, crappies. Hey, John. Where do you reckon the paper mouth's at? Well, guys, I know I gave you an update about an hour ago and said if things change, I'll let you know. Things have not changed. I've caught an additional like 20 to 30 bluegill. Oh, you got one too. John and I have caught about every single damn bluegill in the pond today. Fact. If I don't catch another bluegill all ice season, I will be very, very content. I guess that 11.5 inch bluegill I caught the last time I fished here was indeed an out of the ordinary fish. I put a dead stick right next to this hole to hopefully get a crappie or bass that comes in, and it has just been getting... I put a dead stick rod directly next to my hole to hopefully get a lot of bass or crappie that would move through, because the bass and crappie are not very active today. They do not want a jigging presentation like they did the other day, and it's just getting Why is that word so hard? And that dead stick rod is just getting mutilated by bluegill. I mean, they are all over it. So thank God I caught that 13 inch crappie, or else this would have been a little bit of a bust. How was the bite, John?
Dandy.
If you want to catch bluegills, this is the place for you. We are packing up now because the sun is set and we're sick of catching bluegill. John, what time did we say we were going to leave here by?
We said we were going to fish here for 2 hours. We started fishing around 12:30, 1 p.m. So probably 3 p.m. What time is it now? Like 6?
Yeah. It's tough to leave a pond like this though, because I really felt that every drop it could have been a huge crappie, a big bass, another giant bluegill, but today we were plagued by 7 to 9 inch bluegills, so that is not exactly ideal, but that is how the cookie crumbled today. You can't crush them every time out on the water. How many days are we fishing in Minnesota?
Tomorrow,
Sunday, and Monday, so 3 days total.
So if all goes well, 3 videos will come from this Minnesota trip.
Or more.
Or more?
Or more.
Or more.
Never know.
So stay tuned. Thank you to each and every one of you for watching. We are gonna go get some food and get on our way to Minnesota.